Hey, sorry I look like actual dog water. I just got out of the shower and laid in front of the fan, and my hair dried out like really fast. But anyway, this has nothing to do with the video. Um, the video actually is about what is in front of me, the 75-gallon fish tank. Um, I've had, a mishap where I lost a couple very good fish that I really liked. So Chunk, or not Chunk, that's that's Chunk. You'll see Chunk in a second. Titus got just like really sick out of nowhere and died. Um, then on vacation, while I was on vacation, my filtration kind of crashed. The power went out, flipped the breaker, and I had three yellow bullhead catfish, and some bluegills or something, and they all died except for the Oscar, which is my sister's. So I had a fresh start. I had complete, like I could just do whatever, um, and I kind of decided pretty early on that I wanted to go red tail again. And this was probably something like uh, 2 months ago. Well, no, it was really soon after the bullheads died. I thought I'm gonna go ahead and just get a new red tail. I was wanting to get a gar too, just so that like the red tail kind of would stay in the bottom, and the gar would kind of like deal with the top. Um, Kind of like an arowana, but like I don't really think an arowana looks that cool. Don't attack me. I just don't think that arowanas are really that fascinating. They're very pretty, don't get me wrong, but they're just kind of ugly. And I'm never saying a gar. I'm calling an arowana ugly and wanting a gar. I don't know, I'm weird. Anyway, um, I thought go up there, come back with a red tail catfish and a gar, and just slap them in the 125. I went up to the store. They had the red tail, which I'll show you in a second. I did buy another red tail, and they also had a few other fish. They did not have any gar. Um, but they had a shovelnose. Now they just said shovelnose. They didn't say tiger shovelnose, striped shovelnose. I think, I don't know, I call it a he. His name is Loki. I call it a he. Whether it is or not, I don't really know, but that's just what I've been calling him, as a he. Chunk, the red-tailed catfish, I call her she. Um, Now, there was a third fish that I bought, but I'm not 100% sure. Uh, I bought an Asian red-tailed catfish, and the dude's like, well, I don't know, it's hard to, like, that looks like a lot, but he's like 14 inches long. He's in the 125, but he's mean. Well, the reason why I know that is because Chunk was getting pretty substantial, pretty big, and I thought, well, I'll go ahead and, she was being a little mean to Loki. I figured, well, I'll go ahead and toss her into the 125, and if they get along, then great, they can just grow up in there. Granted, Levi, which is what I named the Asian, he's big, but a red-tailed catfish are like that wide, if they're like this long. It's really one of the cute attributes, one of the things that makes them so cute. But I wasn't really sure how to introduce these fish. I kind of wanted to do something a little different, or I just didn't know how to like say, hey guys, I got new fish. And I know that sounds weird because I could just be like, hey guys, I got new fish, which I probably should have done. But anyway, I didn't want to just be like, bam, there they are. I wanted to kind of introduce them, give like an intro, but I just couldn't really get it figured out. And I also didn't want to jump the gun and be like, hey guys, look at my new fish, whenever they're this big. And then something happened, which there was a big scare here. I didn't want something to happen and them just all clap out. And then have to make another rip my fishes video. So I've had these fish for about a month and a half, maybe not quite a month and a half, over a month, I know that much. And as you'll see, they're pretty healthy size right now. I'm not going to show Levi for one. The tank, the 125 is kind of messy. I'm completely out of conditioner or water purifier. Actually, I kind of have some somewhere. I just have it somewhere. Moving from place to place, going to the lake and like getting water in a cooler to bring back possible fish to put in the pond. I used it a little bit just so that you don't clap out fish with chlorine water. So I just misplaced it. Do not know where it's at. It's just a little bit left, but it would get the 125 squared away. But hold on, is she gonna swim by the camera? Let's see. Here she comes. Wow. Look at that. Oh, she's turning back around. She does not seem like she likes the camera. But I'll go ahead and show you. That is Chunk. Let me go ahead and I gotta turn my light off. That way it doesn't glare. Neither one of them much likes the light. Now, this is Chunk, and that's 6-inch mark. So Chunk's about 8, maybe 7. She's 2 inches wide, easy. But she's not a big fan of Loki being in her spot. So I'll go ahead and turn the lights off. She probably will kind of like peck at him a little bit, but this is Chunk, and that guy right there. Let me go ahead and turn the lights on one more time. That's Loki. We clear some stuff off my tank. I had to move a ton of stuff. I went from a twin size bed to a king, so some stuff needed to be moved. But let me find. So yeah, she's about 8 inches. The tank's a little bit messy right there, but the tail's turning red already. As you can see, there's a little spot above her eye, and her barbell is chipped off. That actually happened before I bought her. I don't know what happened at the store, but she got a little beat up, maybe from the transport getting her out. But so she'll stay in her corner. I'll turn the light off. But I bought Chunk whenever she was literally 2.5, 3 inches long, and over the course of just over a month, she's now almost 8 inches, maybe even a little better than 8. I don't know why, honestly. Like, I'm gonna be 100% honest. She's being a little bit more aggressive with Loki than she usually is. And they shouldn't need food. Like, she shouldn't be hungry. Of course, she's actually, like, always hungry, but there shouldn't be no reason for her to be so bullied or be such a bully right now. But I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that this does not normally happen. Like, she's not, like, snapped at him like that. Otherwise, being a catfish, you would definitely be able to see scratches and scuffs on him. But Chunk is surprising me. She's getting much bigger. I'll go ahead and sit you down so you can kind of, let me zoom you out. That way you can kind of look at her while I'm talking, because she's just going to zoom around there for a little bit. She'll come back around and leave and come back again. What had happened was there was a situation where Loki was getting bullied on, and I got really worried about it. I was afraid that Loki was going to get killed in the, like, while I was asleep or something. So I took Chunk out, put her in with Levi, and Levi was aggressive and chased almost immediately. So I had to bring Chunk back over to the 120 or to the 75. Then she, like, actually really chased Loki. So then I put her back in the 125 and noticed that she was getting sort of pretty roughed up, and Levi was roughing her up pretty good. And even though she did the same thing to Loki, I didn't want to watch my red-tailed catfish get bullied, get beat on. So I took her, put her back in the 75. Again, I put her over there probably 3 times, and then just after a little bit, I put her back. But I noticed that whenever I stuck her back in the 125, that she was really bullying on him. And I didn't know what else to do, so I took Levi out of the 125, put him in the 75, and just put Chunk and Loki in the 125, hoping that the distance would let them be able to get away from each other and not fight. But the Chunk just out of nowhere kind of started going really downhill and just started laying on, like she would, I wouldn't see her, and I thought that maybe she had just gotten upset and stressed out over Levi attacking her. And then I had to chase Levi around the tank for a long time to get him out. So I figured she was just super stressed out. Well, one day I looked in the tank and I realized I hadn't seen her all day. So I went over, started looking around, and I moved the filter, and she come out from the filter. She kind of shot out from behind it, but then kind of fell and hit kind of hard on the bottom. And that's what set me off and scared me pretty bad, because That's pretty much what Titus's reaction was whenever he was really going downhill quick. And I thought, man, surely there's not gill flukes in the water again. I had cleaned the tank out, done everything to get rid of them. I treated the fish themselves in the 75-gallon. Like, they should not have had brought the flukes back over before they died from the power deal. But I knew something was pretty bad. So I started Googling what it could be. And everything kind of led to ammonia. So I started Googling like really quick how to drop ammonia, and couldn't really figure anything out. There's a way that you can like raise the pH or drop the pH, and it kind of takes the toxicity out of ammonia. But I also know that red-tailed catfishes are really susceptible to like pH changes. So I honestly didn't know which was going to be worse. If the ammonia was going to take her out first, or if trying to get rid of the ammonia would take her out. I started looking up, you know, does it evaporate? Can it evaporate out of your water? And it can, but it takes a while. So I started looking up ways to kind of speed up that process. And one of the top ways was like just evaporation and like water circulation. A lot of aeration can help remove it quickly. So I threw my big bubble aerator for my bubbler or my sponge filter. I threw it on one of my like foot-long like rock bubble stone things, and put it in there with her and Loki, and it seemed to help. She would lay next to it, but she was really bad. She would get near the top of the water and lay almost straight up and down, and it scared me so bad. I really thought she was going to die. But I've just took, and I don't know why, like, I think I was honestly just afraid of the whole getting beat up again, like why I didn't just consider putting her back in the 75. But the next morning I figured I've got to do something. She was not getting much better, so she still had shots of energy. Like, you could poke her and she would shoot across the tank, but whenever she would lay still, and she would get real lethargic, and it just wasn't looking good. But I switched everything back around, and Loki had no issues with the water. I don't know why the redtail was so susceptible to it, and why it affected her so much, but it did not do a thing to Levi or Loki, because Levi was in it before, and Loki was currently in it with Chunk dying, and he was just chilling. But what it was like I had tile in these tanks, and I took the tile out. I took the towel out from in the 75. There was a bunch of food and crap underneath it. I didn't really think you're supposed to really silicone stuff down so that you don't get food and like stagnant stuff behind the tiles or behind your decorations, because that will cause an ammonia spike from rotting food. And that's what happened to the 125, about guarantee. There was probably a buildup of ammonia in the 125 under the rocks where there's not much movement of the water. And then whenever I took the tile up, all that ammonia that like concentrated ammonia dispersed into the water. So I put her back in the 75 and just kept a close eye on her, and she seemed to snap completely out of it. As you can see, she's just being goofy. I don't know why she's swimming with her chin down like that. If you guys know, let me know. But right now she's just zooming in front of the camera. So yeah, that's my 2 fish. Like I said, I'm not going to show Levi, because I would assume I'm probably going to have to get rid of him. I might call the pet store back and tell them that the fish that I bought was really aggressive, and see if I can take him back on trade and see if maybe they have some form of gar or something that I could get. I paid $50 for the Asian and $30 a piece for Chunk and Loki. But if I can get a trade or just get my money back, I don't know. We'll just have to see. But I'm hoping that I can rehome Levi pretty soon, or get rid of him pretty soon, because Chunk is growing faster than Loki is, which was to be expected. Let me go ahead and give him some food real quick. That might calm her down. She's getting pretty mean. It's kind of getting on my nerves. Loki's a good fish. He's just chilling. I don't like that he's getting, like, it's not terrible, but I still don't like to see aggression towards my fish by another fish for no reason. So yeah, once I get Levi moved, get the 75 redone, or get the 125 filled, cleaned out, and hopefully I'll be able to get Chunk. Okay, I'm gonna move you down here to the food. See if Chunk picks up on it. Yep, she's already picked up on it. Little Hoover vacuum cleaner. I put like 6 or 7 of them down there. Loki's actually pretty fat. He's probably full. See, it's weird, like, right now they're side by side. I don't know. I'm gonna put some structure in here. That was another thing. I had put these fish in here, and I put them in the 125, so I took all of the hides and structure and took them out. But I've only got 2 hides. They're bigger hides, but I'm afraid that one might claim the hide and get aggressive, and then both be trying to hide. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and pause it, go to the 125, and get it out. It shouldn't have anything bad on it, but I will go ahead and clean it off in the sink real fast. So give me a second. Okay, I'm back. So I got it sprayed out, cleaned off pretty good. Go ahead and flip it up, get all the air bubbles out of it. Scoot it a little closer. Okay, well, it's extremely dark there, but there's the hide. One of them will go into it eventually, and hopefully I can get Levi rehomed, and then I can get the 125 re-cleaned out and stuff, and redo it, and put one hide on each side, and give them probably the actual length of this tank separation distance, and give them like a foot on each side that they can claim, and they should do just fine. But I gotta rehome Levi, so I guess look forward to seeing more stuff about that. But yeah, Chunk and Loki. So I guess Tank Tuesdays are back, or Fish Fridays. I'm not sure what this is going to be considered anymore. I'll probably still do Tank Tuesday because I've got a playlist of Tank Tuesday videos, so that'll probably just keep being Tank Tuesday. But thanks for watching. If you've watched this whole entire 27 minutes, thank you. I really appreciate you, and obviously you are kind of fascinated with the red-tailed catfish as much as I am, and maybe you like the tiger shovelnose. I don't know. Just let me know. Let me know which one is your favorite. Do you like Chunk better or Loki better? That way I know in the comments if you reply Chunk or Loki. I'll know you watched to the end. So, thanks for watching.